Oh, oh, I'm trapped. Like I feel I'm in a cage, I can't get out. See, I'm trapped. Can't you see I'm so confused, I can't get out. See, I'm trapped. Like I feel I'm in a cage, I can't get out. See, I'm trapped. Can't you see I'm so confused, I can't get out. I like to start me discussions sometime with a little sing song, and that was Trapped by Colonel Abrahams. I think it was a tune from me teens, and it's this is not a review I'm doing here. It's of this of a DVD review. It's actually discussion on a bit of a touchy subject: painful surgery. The reason why I chose to sing the song "Trapped" is because the subject that I'm actually addressing is the last episode in the season, where it's called "Help Me," and it's basically about a woman who's trapped. That was where he got, that was where they got the idea from to sing the song "Trapped." But that's what the final episode of this season is about. Basically, a woman who's trapped. There's been this there's been this this accident involving a crane driver, and it's been a great disaster. It's a lot of people have found themselves trapped under rubble, and this House. His name is Dr. Gregory House. He goes through a tunnel, and he thinks he hears someone knocking, and he goes to investigate further, and a hand suddenly grabs his walking stick, and it's a woman who's trapped under something. A leg is trapped under something. She can't get out, and he goes to alert the firefighters, and they're saying that they feel they need to amputate a leg to free her, but she's saying no. I don't want my leg cut off. She's protesting against it because sometimes people might want to cut our leg off, but we don't. But we're not so because it's our leg. We're not as keen on the idea as what they are. And this Dr. House, he's going along with what she says, but that they're concerned about the risk of crush syndrome. That's what it is, because of a leg being crushed, and her name is Cuddy. She's recently got engaged to somebody else, and she thinks that Dr. House is taking sides with this woman. Cuddy wants to cut the woman's leg off, and this. Anyway, I'm not doing a review of it. What happens is that in the end, Dr. House tries to persuade the woman to go through with this amputation, because there isn't time, and she's too much at risk without it. She's too much at risk of crush syndrome. But he explains to her that he can't put her out, but he can give her something to take some of the pain away. And he begins to cut her leg with a scalpel, and then he gets an electric saw, and hacks her leg off of that. And while he's actually doing this, she's portrayed as being very much in pain. She's crying out in pain while he's doing it, as much as what she would be doing if she was giving birth. Well, the clip, a couple of people have posted this scene on YouTube, and so some people are saying that the crying out in pain is just a bit added for dramatic effect. A lot of things that they show on television aren't really as true to life as what they think they are, because they're saying with advances in modern anaesthesia, she wouldn't be in as much pain as that, because she could just be given a local anaesthetic, and she wouldn't feel very much. And but obviously, because he's using an electric saw, it's over and done with very quickly anyway. But I don't know very much about anaesthesia, and as far as I know, they don't do amputations without an anaesthetic in Britain. I've heard the odd news report of it being done in other countries. Well, that's because of some emergency situation. But I don't think it's something that generally goes on in the world, because when it happens in these other countries, we've been so astounded that we've actually reported on the news in our own country. We used to do surgery, anesthetic-less surgery 200 years ago, but we don't know it now because of the risk of the patient dying from shock. It's like when there's a form of medical treatment that's found to be too risky, they see if they can try and find an alternative for it that's safer. Well, anaesthetic-less surgery was found to be too risky, because of the risk of the patient dying from shock. So they tried to find an alternative, something they could do instead, and they found that the alternative was anaesthesia. Was doing it under anaesthesia, and I doubt very much if it even go back to the old because we've been using this method for such a long time. I doubt if we'd even go back to the old method, even in an emergency where we couldn't use where we couldn't use the current method. I don't know what the I don't really know the ins and outs of things, really. There's some things I don't know very much about, but there's another medical drama series that it used to be on a while ago. It's called Bramwell. It's about a woman doctor, and it's set in 1895, and it's sort of it was like a time when women weren't expected to become doctors, not the sort of thing that they did. And in 1895 they were well away with using anaesthesia, but there is an episode in that where someone gets a leg sawn off without one, despite this. Well, it's the first episode of the second season, and there's been this train crash, and there's a man stuck down a hole, They can't get him out. He's trapped as well. His leg is trapped, and he's scared. But he's very scared. But they're saying they've got to amputate his leg to get him free. And they're gonna give him morphine. They're gonna give him at first. They're gonna give him morphine before they do this, but they haven't got access to this morphine, and they decide that because they don't think there's time to wait until they can get access to this morphine. They suddenly decide that they're going to just saw his leg off while he's fully conscious, and they think this woman doctor's going to do it, and he's absolutely terrified. He's protesting. No, he's protesting against it, but this woman doctor Bramwell, she says to him that he's got to be very, very brave and just try to understand. So they just start to saw his limb off while he's fully conscious, and then they're seeing cuts, and it shows him in hospital. But to give you an idea of how recent 1895 was, so a lot of people who were born in that year, a large percentage of the people who were born in that year were still alive when I was a kid. That's how recent it was. It was only 9 years before my grandmother was born, and it's like I said, they were well away with using anaesthesia by that time, and I think that the chances were pretty slim that anyone. I think they were no more likely to saw someone's leg off without one than what they are today. But I don't know. Maybe they expected people to be brave about then than what they do today. Maybe we ought to have been more insensitive to other people suffering back then than what we are today. Perhaps it's I don't know. There's some things I don't know very much about. But they do say that television isn't always true to life. Television and films aren't always true to life. They inject little anachronisms into things. Things that would have happened years ago, but wouldn't happen today, or in the time period that the program or the film was set in. And it's they say it's done to purposefully to make the episode more scary. And I don't know if anyone knows this, but Frank Sinatra actually saw someone's leg off without an anaesthetic. I don't suspect he had. I doubt very much if he has done in real life, but he has done it. He has been portrayed as doing that in the film. It's called. It's a film about the second. It was a film made in the 90s during the 1960s called None But the Brave. There's this the Japanese soldier who's got a gangrenous leg, and this Frank Sinatra is playing an army surgeon, and he says the leg's got to be amputated, otherwise he'll die. And he's reticent about doing it because he doesn't feel he's got the right equipment to do it. But this Japanese soldier is more afraid of dying than what he is of having his leg cut off. So he's opting for the latter because he's more scared of dying. And Frank Sinatra goes ahead and does the deed, but he doesn't use an anaesthetic to do it. As a knife goes in, there's this sudden loud scream, then the scene cuts. Because I don't think they couldn't have shown a patient screaming in agony for too long. It would have run into censorship difficulties otherwise. So they had to cut the scene straight away, as soon as the screaming started. But I mean that was during the Second World War. I mean, during the Second World War, and when the Second World War was, that's like you're talking about. And when the Second World War started, anaesthesia had been in widespread use for nearly 100 years, and they were portraying. But you have to understand that it's a war film, and things could happen. I think things could happen. Things do happen during wars that wouldn't happen under normal circumstances. You can't portray war as being a normal situation. But I don't. There may have been a few soldiers that were operated on without anaesthetic. Maybe the army surgeons didn't always have access to it. I don't. It's not something I know very much about. But I'll be doing a part two of this discussion, in which I'll delve more into the history of anaesthetic-less surgery and how it's been portrayed in films and the films and television. Right. Anyway, bye.